יברכך יחוה וישמרך, יאר יחוה פניו לך וחונקה, יישא יחוה פניו לך ויעשה לך שלום, יישא יחוה פניו לך ויעשה לך שלום, ויעשה לך שלום, ויעשה לך שלום.
Yahuah bless you and keep you. Yahuah make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yahuah lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. Yahuah make his face shine upon you and be gracious unto you. Yahuah lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace.
Yahuah te bendiga y te guarde. Yahuah haga resplandecer su rostro en ti y tenga de ti compasión. Yahuah alce su rostro sobre ti y te dé paz, te dé paz, te dé paz.
All praise to the Most High Yahuah through his Son, Yahusha. I'm in agreement. Praise Yahuah. And, such a beautiful song, and especially spoken in the three languages. And, I pray the Aaronic blessing over each and every one of you as well. It's what we're required to do, really. Yes, see. It doesn't show a join button. Just click on my face. Well, there should be a join button there, but yeah. No, thank you, and Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Apologies for my raspy voice today. It's that time of year. But, I'm glad everybody can make it. I'm glad everybody can be here. And, I wanted to read what Sister Marissa had written today about the armor of Yahuah. It's really good, actually. And then hopefully Sister Kim has something to go over about the health and wellness factor of everything as well. Which, I'm excited to get more into that because, it's very important, especially for the upkeeps of our temples. Well, you can just wing it if you want. Remember, I asked you, sister. Yeah, no worries. We know you can wing it well. Hey, and Shabbat Shalom, Brandon, Sumi, Jacob, Lisa, Esme, Kayleen, Jermaine, everybody. Glad you all can make it here.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. So yeah, maybe Sumi Brandon can be our comedic relief later on. But no, no, thank you all for joining. Let me say a quick prayer, and then I'll go ahead and read, what Marissa had wrote up about the armor. It's really fascinating and amazing. I actually made a tab and put it in there as well. If the call dropped, hold on. Okay. Yeah, if the call drops, sometimes you'll have to rejoin or, exit out of Telegram, then come back in. It's funny like that sometimes. But anyway, let me go ahead and say a prayer, and then we'll get right into it. And Shabbat Shalom, Belinda. Glad you can make it.
Shabbat Shalom.
Father Abba Yahuah, we come to you in prayer to ask for your guidance and your blessings as we read and study and fellowship over your word and over your ways. Please help us to have a renewed heart and spirit to follow you and your word, Father. Help us to have discernment as to not be able to fall off that narrow path. And thank you for allowing us to have this fellowship, this family, where we all come together in shalom and ahav, love, and compassion for each other, and just all in search for your truth, Father. And I'm so greatly appreciative of everything that you've done, all the blessings you provide, and the strength you've given us to overcome. And I want to pray for all of those who are going through the trials and tribulations, struggles, no matter what it is. Please help us to have that strength to overcome and to endure and to make it to the end. And I pray to you in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Let it be so. Ken found gifts, yeah. Watch out now. All right, so I'm going to have to share directly from the Telegram, so I probably cannot zoom in on it. But over here to the right is going to be a write-up that Sister Marissa put together. And, thank you very much, Sister. All praise to the Most High, and it's really good. All right, so it's about the armor of Yahuah. The armor is Yahuah's own provision for his people, equipping us to stand firm in the truth, righteousness, peace, faith, salvation, and the living word that proceeds from his mouth. As we explore these pieces of armor, we're not merely looking at metaphors, but at the very character of Yahuah himself. What he clothes us with, and how he strengthens us, and how he calls us to walk in the armor of light. Let's armor up, absolutely. So Romans 13:11 through 14. And do this, knowing the time, that it is already the hour for us to wake up from sleep. For now our deliverance is nearer than when we did believe. Apologies. The night is far advanced, the day has come near. So let us put off the works of darkness, and let us put up the armor of light. Let us walk becomingly as in the day, not in wild parties and drunkenness, not in living together and indecencies, not in fighting and envy, but put on the Master Yahushua Messiah, and make no provision for the lusts of flesh. Very important, if we are, chasing things of the world, we're concerned about lusts and desires of the flesh and things we can gain, we won't have that heart for Yahuah. That's a heart for the world and its matters. And sadly, we've seen it happen. And, we pray for those who've fallen for these things, that they come back to the way. There's only one road, and it's very narrow, and it's important to have this armor. So the armor of light is Messiah Yahushua himself. To put on the Master is to walk as he walked, choosing the ways of the Spirit over the cravings of the flesh. His life becomes our covering, and his righteousness becomes our protection. The first step in wearing Yahuah's armor is embracing his Son as the pattern. The strength and the light that exposes every hidden work of darkness. And the shield of belief. Jeremiah 17:7 verses Jeremiah 17:7-10. Blessed is the man who trusts in Yahuah, and whose trust is Yahuah. For he shall be like a tree planted by the waters, which spreads out its roots by the river, and does not see when heat comes. And his leaf shall be green, and in the year of drought he is not anxious, nor does he cease from yielding fruit. The heart is crooked above all, and desperately sick. Who shall know it? I, Yahuah, search the heart, and I try the kidneys, and give every man according to his ways, according to the fruit of his deeds. Yet we are known by our fruits, and we are judged by our fruits as well. Yeah, I love it. True Shalom belongs to those who place their full confidence in Yahuah. Trust becomes a shield, deflecting fear, doubt, and every fiery arrow of accusation. Belief is not passive. It's rooted like the tree beside the water, unmoved by drought, because its strength is not in circumstances, but in Yahuah who sees, searches, and sustains. So very true. The helmet of deliverance. So Psalm 91:1 through, hold on, gotta scroll down here. 16. So he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High, who abides under the shadow of the Almighty, he is saying of Yahuah, my refuge and my stronghold, my Elohim in whom I trust. For he delivers you from the snare of a trapper and from the destructive pestilence. He covers you with his feathers, and under his wings you take refuge. His truth is a shield and armor. You're not afraid of the dread by night, of the arrow that flies by day, of the pestilence that walks in the darkness, of destruction that ravages at midday. 1,000 fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it does not come near you. Only with your eyes you look on and see the reward of the wrong ones, because you have made Yahuah my refuge, the Most High your dwelling place. No evil befalls you, and a plague does not come near your tent. For he commands his messengers concerning you, to guard you in all your ways. They bear you up in their hands, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You tread upon lion and cobra, young lion and serpent you trample underfoot. Because he cleaves to me in love, therefore I deliver him. I set him on high, because he has known my name. When he calls on me, I answer him, and I am with him in distress. And I deliver him and esteem him. With long life I satisfy him and show him my deliverance. Praise Yah. That's so very true, you know. Walking the narrow path, you know, there's going to be trials, tribulations, and struggles. Oh, did somebody have something to say? Sorry. And Shabbat Shalom, Sister Natalie. Glad you could be here. And Greg, Dwayne.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Oh, no worries. But yeah, you know, as long as we stick to following Yahuah and stay on that narrow path, you know, he's going to deliver us. No matter what the trials and tribulations, you know, no weapon formed will prosper. It doesn't say the weapons aren't going to form. They're just not going to prosper. Deliverance is the deliverance is the helmet of the armor of Yahuah, a protection for the mind and hope for the soul. Yahuah promises to be with his people in distress, to guard, to shelter, to answer, and to save. When he is our dwelling place, fear loses its grip. For we see every threat through the certainty of his nearness and his ability to rescue. So very true. So the breastplate of righteousness. Psalm 35, 1 through, 28. O Yahuwah, strive with those who strive with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take a hold of shield and armor, and rise for my help. And to draw out a spear and lance, to meet those who persecute me. Say to my life, I am your deliverance. Let those be ashamed and blush who seek my life. Let those be turned back and abashed who plot evil to me. Let them be as chaff before the wind, with a messenger of Yahuwah driving on. Let their ways be dark and slippery, with a messenger of Yahuwah pursuing them. For without cause they hid their net from me. Without cause they dug a pit for my life. Let ruin come upon him unaware, and let his net that he hid catch himself. Let him fall into it, into ruin. But let my own being exult in Yahuwah. Let it rejoice in his deliverance. Let my bones say, Yahuwah, who is like you, delivering the poor from one stronger than he, and the poor and the needy from him who robs him. Ruthless witnesses rise up. They ask me that which I knew not. They reward me evil for good, bereaving my life. You know, this really hits home, honestly. But when they were sick, I put on sackcloth I humbled my being with fastings, and my prayer would return to my own bosom. I walked about as though he were my friend or brother, and bowed down mourning, and as one mourning for a mother. But they rejoiced at my stumbling, and gathered together. The smiters gathered against me, and I did not know it. They tore in pieces without ceasing. With unclean ones, mockers at feasts, gnashing at me with their teeth. Yahuah, how long would you look on? Rescue my being from their destructions, my only life from the lions. I gave you thanks in the great assembly. I praise you among a mighty people. Let not my lying enemies rejoice over me, or these who hate me without cause wink their eyes. For they do not speak peace, but they devise words of deceit against the peaceable ones of the land. So very true. And they opened their mouth wide against me, and they said, Aha, our eyes have seen it. This you have seen, O Yahuah. Do not be silent. O Yahuah, do not be far from me. Stir up yourself, and awake to my right ruling, to my cause, my Elohim and my Master. Rule me rightly, O Yahuah, my Elohim, according to your righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, Aha, our desire. Let them not say, we have swallowed him up. Wait, I just lost my place. Sorry. Oh, here we go. Rule me rightly, O Yahuah, my Elohim, according to your righteousness, and let them not rejoice over me. Let them not say in their hearts, Aha, I desire. Let them not say, we swallowed him up. Let those who are rejoicing at my evil be ashamed and abashed altogether. Let those who are exalting themselves over me be clad in shame and humiliation. Let those who delight in my righteous cause shout for joy and be glad. And let them always say, Let Yahuah be made great, who is desiring of the peace of his servant. And my tongue shall speak of your righteousness, your praise, all day long. We are called to put on the breastplate of righteousness in hardship and waiting. This armor guards our hearts from bitterness, revenge, and despair. Yahuwah's timing is perfect, never early and never late. And his righteousness shields our inner life as we trust him to judge rightly, defend us, and work justice on our behalf. And it's so very true because, we see right here, David was speaking about, you do these things to them, Father. Like, let them not do these things and, let them reap what they have sown, basically. And that's very true. We reap what we sow. And if we reap good things will come. If we're reaping chaos, destruction, and division, that is going to come. And the belt of truth. Man, you guys are blowing up chat there. I can't keep up. But anyway, the belt of truth. So Deuteronomy 32, 3, and 4. For I proclaim the name of Yahuah. Ascribe greatness to our Elohim. The rock. His work is perfect, for all his ways are right ruling. An El of truth, and without unrighteousness. Righteous and straight is he. So truth is the foundation that holds the entire armor together. When we gird our waist with his truth, we become immovable, anchored into what is unchanging. Yes, absolutely. And his word is what is truth. Truth exposes deception, steadies our steps, and keeps us from being tossed around by lies, emotions, or the pressures of the world. Exactly. That's exactly what keeps us from being tossed around like waves of the sea with every wind of doctrine as well. The sword of the word. And his taught ones, this is Luke chapter 8, verses 9 through 15. And his taught ones were asking him, saying, "What does this parable mean?" And he said, "To you it has been given to know the secrets of the reign of Elohim, but to the rest in parables, that seeing they do not see, and hearing they don't understand. And those by the wayside are the ones who hear. Then the devil comes and takes away the word from their hearts. Lest having believed, they should be saved." And this is exactly what happens. Satan, the devil, he comes in and he takes away Yahuah's word from our hearts. But it's all a matter of the heart. Let me continue. And those on the rock are those who, when they hear, receive the word with joy. And these have no root, who believe for a while, and in time of trial fall away. And that's why we get put through these trials and tests as well. Are we going to pass the test, or are we going to fail and then fall away, fall back into the world? And that which fell among the thorns are those who, when they had heard, go out and are choked with worries and riches and pleasures of life, and bring no fruit to perfection. Right there, that one. And that on the good soil are those who, having heard the word with a noble and good heart, retain it and bear fruit with endurance. Exactly. Yeah, we are going to pass, absolutely. Right here, Luke 8:15. The word of Yahuah is our sword. By knowing it, holding it, and allowing it to take root in good soil within us, we develop the eyes to see and ears to hear. His word trains our discernment so we can recognize falsehood, whether in situations, teachings, or the intentions of people. The sword is not for destruction, but for clarity, separation, and victory over deception. Yes, on point right there. That discernment and foundation in his word is very imperative. Exactly this, whether it's in situations, teachings, or the intentions of people, we're known by our fruits. And if you see rotten fruits, it's probably best to stay away. But if you see the good fruits, that's who we should be drawing nearer to. So the feet fitted with the good news. And this is Mark 16, 15 through 15 through 20. And he said to them, "Go into all the world and proclaim the good news to every creature. He who has believed and has been immersed shall be saved, and he who has not believed shall be condemned. And these signs shall accompany the ones who believe. In my name they shall cast out demons, and they shall speak with renewed tongues. They shall take up snakes, and if they drink any deadly drink, it shall by no means hurt them. And they shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall get well." And I think this is pretty important too, Mark 16:18 here. Especially in the times we're living in where, they're spraying and poisoning literally everything. But if we pray over these things, it's not going to harm us. We really can't get away from it except for by prayer. And they shall, continuing in 19 here. Then indeed, after the Messiah had spoken to them, he was received up into the heaven and sat down at the right hand of Elohim. And they went out and proclaimed it everywhere, while the Master worked with them and confirmed the word through the accompanying signs. Amen. Yeah, praise Yahuah. When our feet are fitted with the preparation of the good news, we are ready to walk wherever Yahuah sends us. Follow that cloud. We become vessels through him who is healing, hope, and power flow into the world. The light of Messiah shines through us, not by our strength, but by our willingness to carry his message with boldness and compassion. Absolutely. So the full armor of Yahuah. And Ephesians 6:10 through, 27. So for the rest, my brothers, be strong in the Master and the mightiness of his strength. Put on the complete armor of Elohim, for you to have power to stand against the schemes of the devil. Because we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against authorities, and against the world rulers of the darkness of this age, against spiritual matters of wickedness in the heavenlies. So true. Because of this, take up the complete armor of Elohim, so that you have the power to withstand the wicked day, and having done all, to stand. Stand then, having girded your waist with truth, having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and having fitted your feet with the preparation of the good news of peace. Above all, having taken up the shield of belief, with which you shall have power to quench all the burning arrows of the wicked one. Take also the helmet of deliverance and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Elohim. Praying at all times with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, watching in all perseverance and supplication for all, the set-apart ones. Also for me, that a word might be given to me in the opening of my mouth, to be bold in making known the secret of the good news, for which I am an envoy in chains, that in it I might speak boldly as I should speak. And Yahuah calls us to put on the complete armor, not one piece, not a partial covering, but the whole provision he has given. We stand not by human strength, but by his might. The battle is real and the enemy is cunning, but Yahuah has equipped his people with everything necessary to withstand, endure, and overcome. Praise Yah, truly. And this Numbers chapter 6, verses 22 through 27. And Yahuah spoke to Moshe, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, This is how you bless the children of Israel. Say to them, Yahuah bless you and guard you. Yahuah may his face shine upon you and show favor to you. Yahuah lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall bless them. Praise Yah. And that's why the song earlier was so fitting to all of this. It all goes together. All praise to the Most High. Yeah, no, I'll read that right now, actually. Thank you for sharing, Natalie. So it's Isaiah 59, 16 through 21. And he saw that there were no man, he saw that there was no man, and he was astonished that there was no intercessor. So his own arm saved for him, His righteousness upheld him, and he put on righteousness as a breastplate, and a helmet of deliverance on his head. And he put on garments of vengeance for clothing, and wrapped himself with ardor as a mantle. According to their deeds, so he repays wrath to his adversaries, and recompense to his enemies. He repays recompense to the coastlands. And they shall fear the name of Yahuah from the west, and his esteem from the rising of the sun. When distress comes like a flood, the Ruach of Yahuah drives at it. And the Redeemer shall come to Zion, to those turning from transgressions in Jacob, declares Yahuah. As for me, this is my covenant with them, said Yahuah. My Ruach that is upon you, and my words that I have put in your mouth, shall not be withdrawn from your mouth, nor from the mouth of your descendants, nor from the mouth of your descendants' descendants, said Yahuah, from this time and forever. Boom, that was fire there, sister. Praise Yahuah. Yeah, no, there are a lot of cross references for all those verses, and it goes so deep, especially with scriptures. When you study it out, you can uncover just how deep scriptures actually go, and the importance of all the connections that are right there in scriptures. But thank you for putting that together, Marissa. It was awesome. Yes, may his face shine upon you and give you shalom. All praise to the Most High Yahuah. And yeah, if anybody has anything they'd like to add, or anything they've gleaned or whatever, feel free. Oh, that's a good one, Sister Natalie. I'm gonna have to forward all these to the other group. Oh, Marissa,
Was that a compilation, Jeremy?
Wait, what's that again?
Was that a compilation?
What I just read?
Yes.
That's what our sister Marissa had put together this morning, actually.
Yes, if you could forward it, that'd be great.
Yeah, no, actually, we made a tab for it, and I was just going to actually forward these pictures Sister Natalie's got here.
Thank you. That was wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. All praise to the Most High. Yeah, you do some good work there, Sister Natalie. Thank you for sharing.
I didn't even know this was going to be talked about, but I was like, oh, I have the graphics for that.
There you go. All on Yahuah's timing. Oh yeah, truly amazing. Yeah. No, I've heard many people are getting lots of snow today, or woke up to snow. Even here in Phoenix, actually, it was pretty frosty in the morning. Like there was ice over my truck. No snow though. Very, very rare it snows here in Phoenix. It snowed like twice in my life that I've been here. Everybody's sharing their pictures of snow. Here, I'll share you the one I took this morning of no snow. But yeah, it was definitely a brisk morning. Amazing. And yeah, Sister Kim, if you want to discuss some more of the health stuff, we have a whole bunch of people now. I'm sure there's going to be many questions and things if you're ready, of course.
I'm here. I didn't know what you wanted to talk about, but let's go.
Yeah,
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
yeah, Shabbat Shalom. No, it's been a pretty busy week for me, so I didn't really have a chance to put anything together for today. So I thought we'd just wing it and go with whatever Yahuah guides us to do.
I don't remember who was asking about DMSO. Is that Lisa?
I think it was Lisa, yeah. You were
Yep,
asking
that
about
was me. Yep.
Did you see?
I did. I saw it. I copied and pasted it in my notes, so I have it. Just want to know which is the right one to buy off Amazon and then dilute it. So yes, thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. Have you used it before?
I have never used it. I've been doing the hydrogen peroxide, but I have never done the DMSO, so I don't know.
So there's a couple things that you need to keep in mind when you're using it. I don't know what you know actually. It's a super carrier. Okay. And for those that didn't know, it is what our trees have that carry the nutrients from the root to the tip of each branch. So like in the winter, there's no leaves, no nothing, right? And then in the spring, once it warms up to, I can't remember if it's 62 or 64, it unfreezes and then it's active again and it super carries, the nutrients to the tip, and then you've got thousands of buds like overnight. It if you put it at full strength on your feet, in 8 to 12 seconds, you're going to taste that in your mouth. That's how fast it works. So when it comes into contact with pretty much anything, it will carry it with it. And so you need to make sure that you have clean hands and that your utensils are clean. I don't use metal with it. I use only glass, and they do if you buy it in bulk, whatever, they put in a I forget what kind of plastic, but it's so because it will eat some plastics if you don't use the correct plastic. So I just stick to glass. But make sure that everything's clean, and then when you wash your hands and that, make sure there's no soap residue, because it just is going to carry it into your system. Is it going to kill you? Probably not, but it's not going to make you feel good. And depending on what you are around, if there's a bacteria, it could carry that with you. So just make sure everything's clean.
Was there something about nebulizing it or no? Am I confusing
Yeah,
that with, yeah.
you can nebulize it. I shared there's a link. I can't remember now, the gal's blog, but she gives an actual recipe for the nebulizer in that article.
Okay, thank you. Yes, I think that's in the tab, health and I forget what it's called. So many tabs.
Yeah, right. It's in the health tab, and then I don't know if are you on I've got a channel where I've got everything categorized, and DMSO is in there with colloidal silver and all the other things.
Can you share that channel in the chat
Oh,
so we know where
yes.
to go? Oh, thank you.
pretty good channel. Kim's been putting in a lot of work there, for sure.
I'm in 2024. Yay.
Hey, you're getting closer.
Yeah, it was started in 22, and I was going through the plethora of posts and deleting some and whatever. And so I'm finally on somewhere in 2024. I'll be right back.
Sister Jermaine shared a book there in chat, Healing with DMSO.
So do you think that that's safe to take if you're also adding the H2O to the, yeah, I don't know if we can say HP, in your water daily? Is that good? Is that okay?
Okay, so whenever you use DMSO orally, the nebulizer, I've not used it that way. So I do know that it enhances everything. So if you were to take it orally, like I take a quarter teaspoon in some orange juice, right? If I were to take, I don't know, a shot, right? It'd be like doing 2 shots. It enhances it greatly. So, but it's awesome stuff. Don't let it scare you. Just what you can do is you can do like half the, oh, sorry, my puppies. You can tailor back the amount and do half. So like, I don't know what your recipe is with the hydroperoxide and that. You can do half of that. It'll enhance it still. And then you can increase it and test it out. It's not, it's nature. It's not meant to last in your system forever. There's a, this is why with nature, you've got to do things like, 3, 4, 5 times. Because it's meant to go through your system fast. Okay. So, I mean, you could try it, but I would start out at half of what you normally use.
I usually just take the H2O2 and just add like a couple drops to my water every day. So I
Yeah,
would
I don't
just
think
add
that's
a
going to make
quarter teaspoon of the DMSO to that as well. And should be
um okay, so I would not mix just to be safe. I don't know. I've never mixed. Well, no, yeah, you read through that article and see what she says because I didn't go and I didn't go through every little recipe and everything she's got in there, but I actually think that they might use it with it. Read through her recommendations. There's other things out there too. And then yeah, healing with DMSO. I've said that. But see, and a lot of times you can, not that I'm a fan of the internet, but you can search, and a lot of times you'll go to the second or third page for your reputable stuff. And you can see, you can, your 2 or 3 witnesses and see what's recommended with recipes, stuff like that. But, I take DMSO on its own, and then whatever else I want to take, whatever, I'll take it separate. I just let it get in there first. So that's just how I do it.
awesome. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Do you have a specific one that you buy off of Amazon? I know you shared it, I think before.
Yeah. I would look. Okay, so I was making a bunch of stuff for a bunch of people, and then using it on my household, and there's 6 of us. So like I bought it in bulk, like 3 years ago. And I mean, you could look for a pharmaceutical grade DMSO in a glass bottle. That's what I would look up. I can search again on Amazon, but as long as you put in, pharmaceutical grade.
Okay, so pharmaceutical grade. It's not a food grade. It says pharmaceutical. Okay.
It'll probably say, it could possibly say both.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. We use it for our puppies too, for their eyes, and our eyes actually, because it helps fight against, and it helps. So DMSO will it'll regenerate healthy cells. And I was looking, my dog has got the starts of the cataracts, and I'd found the recipe, which is also in that article. And we put 2 drops with some castor oil in her eyes, and it's supposed to help. So it gets rid of floaters. Pretty
Do you use the castor oil when you're putting it in your own eyes, or no? Just it.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I do I think I wrote it out either in my health channel or on the tab. I can't remember where it was, but it's a 10% dilution of DMSO, and Sorry. Hey, puppy. So I've got, let's see, it's 1 part to 9 parts. It's 1 part DMSO to 9 parts colloidal silver. And the strength of colloidal silver is 10 ppm. And then the dilution for the DMSO it's 10%. So you want to dilute that DMSO down to 10% with distilled water. And then from that, you take the DMSO that you've diluted, and it's 1 part of that plus 9 parts of your colloidal silver. And then we will put 2 to 3 drops in each eye with a drop of castor oil. And it's easier at night because the castor oil gets your eyes all like goofy, like, you know. So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Oh, castor oil in your eyes are going to be like blurry.
yeah. Yeah, that's why I'll do it at night. I will do it in the morning, and then I'll let it set, close my eyes for 5 minutes, whatever. It goes away.
And that recipe is on your channel too for the eye drops?
Yes, it's in the eyeball channel, in the tab
Okay.
with the eyeball.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm excited to
You're
try
welcome.
it.
Is there anything else? All right, we're done.
That was quick.
Right? So I guess I could tell you about the puppy. So our puppy's got some congestion going on, and you can, I don't know, I know that there's a lot of you actually that use herbs. You can make a mullein tea, mullein, whatever, mullein. You can make a tea and give, now the meat goes by 30 pounds. It's 10 milliliters per 30 pounds. You can play around with it. I just threw 2 tablespoons in a 32-ounce jar and let it set. But it is clearing up her congestion. And then licorice root. You can do that in a tea too, or get an extract or whatever. So she's 11 weeks, German Shepherd Lassie.
And it's been helping her improve and everything.
Well, we just started it this morning, but usually when she eats, gets really excited or sleeps a certain way, you can hear that she snores. It's the oddest, yeah. And I mean, she's so young that I didn't know. It's been a while since we've had a baby puppy. But like when she's playing and that, we don't even hear the rattle, whatever. And it's in her nose. Like it's not, you can hear that it's higher, not in her chest. But before it gets to that point, So I've given her 2 doses and she seems to be doing pretty good. And then I put colloidal silver in her water. Well, they always get closed. But we spray her face, shot the colloidal silver up her nose, all the things. She was happy with us. Not.
Now that colloidal silver is actually really good.
Yeah.
And I heard colloidal copper as well is good for you. I don't know.
Yeah, I was just reading about this. There's like 5 of them, and it's gold, copper, silver, and there's 2 others. This guy was I have to find the article, because I'm not sure. Like I have colloidal gold. I have that. And then we drink out of a copper mug, whatever mug, but you can make your own. And there were 2 others. I'll find the video and I'll share it.
Yeah, no, thank you. And so Kayleen asked, can it be used to heal muscular degeneration or glaucoma?
Macular degeneration. So you're talking about the DMSO.
Oh, sorry,
yes.
I mispronounced it.
Is that yeah? Okay. So here's the thing. I don't know. I'm sure that there's studies out there. Personally, I've not done it, but the glaucoma and that's one of the things that they were saying it regenerates the cells. But I mean, I don't have any personal experience with it, but that's what they're claiming. And It's supposed to help with floaters and improving your eyesight. Pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, no, I've used it many times, and Colloidal silver, really helpful. And Cheyenne asked if it's given any of you guys heart palpitation. And for me, it never has.
Yeah. Is it giving you, Cheyenne? Is it giving you heart palpitations?
No, I haven't used it like in years. Like it's been at least 10 years since I've used it, but I knew somebody that said that it did.
Mm. The only thing that I would say is that I would check the water that was used, because you should be using distilled water, which has everything, because distilled water has everything stripped out of it. There's like no nutrient value. So and it readily, each, molecule is readily, infusing the silver into each molecule, right? So it readily accepts it, fills it, and now it makes it colloidal silver water. But if you used a filtered water, there are still particles in there. And so then now you've got, you don't have a pure colloidal silver. You may, in a pinch, in a prepping situation, if you used, filtered water, yeah, okay, cool, I'd do it. Might come out cloudy, but I would still do it. We're in desperate times, whatever. But you should use a distilled water. And I wouldn't not even a purified, because it depends on how they purified it. Jermaine. Right.
Actually, I'd make my own distilled water as well. I have a distiller.
Yeah,
and then I'll put some sea salt in there, colloidal silver, a little bit of lemon too. It's great. You can actually like feel it absorbing in versus just sitting in your stomach,
Yes.
Jeremy, how do you make your distilled water? I'm curious. I know I buy it, in the plastic jugs, but how do you make it?
So I just bought a distiller, and you just fill it with water and you distill that water and it'll come out. It's actually better than the ones they keep in the plastic, I think. And then I have some glass jugs I bought as well, like glass gallon jugs. And I usually put them in there. And a gallon lasts me like a couple days. And I just keep remaking it as I go on. So when you use tap water to distill it, some of that stuff that comes out of it is really nasty. It's like a gross sludge at the bottom of the distiller when you distill tap water. Usually you got to distill it a couple times too to get that taste out of there. I tried distilling it only once, and it still has that taste. Well, it's probably a different taste across the country, but here in Arizona and in Phoenix specifically, it was pretty bad stuff,
Are you on a well or city water? Just curious.
It's city water. It's city water here.
City water.
Yeah, Phoenix is like it's a gigantic just grid of city. Like you can drive across it for 2 hours and not leave neighborhoods and shopping centers and things like that. It's wild. It's massive.
Wow.
I don't like it.
Yeah,
I don't
sure. So if you were going to do distilled water or copper water, I guess, would you distill your water and then put it in the copper vessel? Or
Yes.
okay.
Put it in there just with the distilled water in there, so then now it's going to readily absorb the copper. Is that it? No. And then, Jeremy, I was going to ask, do you have like a charcoal filter that comes with, or that you put in the spout?
No, it's like it didn't come with any charcoal filter or anything. But should I get one?
Yeah, so here's the coolest thing. So it's kind of a cheater way, but whatever. So they sell these on well everywhere, Amazon and different websites. They're just cotton pouches. Okay. That have the activated charcoal within them, right? And you just shove it into the spout. It may take a little bit longer for the water to, to come out, but once it gets going, it's all right. It takes me actually about 4 hours to do my distiller. But then the activated charcoal is actually filtering again, so that might be something to consider.
Yeah, no. Good idea. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then there's the what is it? Putting your water through the magnets, and it basically charges it as well.
Oh yeah, what happened to everybody's magnets that they were wearing? Are y'all still wearing them? That was like, I don't know, months ago.
Yeah, I haven't
I'm
been.
still wearing mine. The initial phase, I found that I was peeing a lot. Actually, that's kind of receded a bit. I don't feel any different. I can't say that I can notice any massive benefit. I am sleeping a bit better. Maybe that's one thing. I don't. What's the word? I don't really feel lethargic in the mornings. Was I ever lethargic? Maybe a little bit, but generally, there's been no side effects. Just at the beginning, like I say, I was peeing a lot, so something was sorting itself out. That's about it, really. I'll continue to wear them, and see what happens. Really, it's a bit like my grounding sheet. I got a grounding sheet on my bed, and the first night I slept on it, my whole body went a little bit. The only way I could describe it was a bit fuzzy. And I really felt the effect of the grounding sheet, but having used it now for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years now, you don't notice the effect. So I think that's what's going to happen with these magnet bracelets. You stop sort of feeling or noticing any difference. They just become part of your lifestyle, if that makes any sense. The only annoying thing is when I'm doing the washing up, my wrist gets stuck to the cast iron pots that I'm washing out, and sometimes I'm doing something and then I get pulled to the fridge or something like that and get stuck to it. But apart from that, I'm quite happy to continue with it.
Awesome. And I think you said your kids or your grandkids had them on too. You guys were having fun with them.
No, that wasn't me. That was another post.
Ah, okay. Can't remember who. Maybe Gina. Or
The
Gina's
ladies, I
friend.
think one of the ladies was doing it.
I think it was Gina. If my
Yeah,
brain
it was.
serves me correctly, which I'm
Yeah.
surprised because it's a while ago.
No, I think you're right. It was Gina. Yeah.
I
And yeah,
can't remember what tab the DSMO was in, but I remember. So the short-term memory is going, but the long-term memory I still have.
no, there's quite a few tabs now, but I know it's in Kim's group there. I actually forward that to the health tab as well. And thank you, Kim, for putting that group together. And yeah, it's the earth magnets on each side of the wrist. And some use copper in that as well, because copper is really good for you. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Kim.
You're welcome. So at this point, then I think that we need to. It'll be like a whole metal wristband between the magnets and the copper. It'll be all decked out.
I know, right? in his
Oh, I forgot to tell you another thing. Sorry. It did suppress my eating. I'm not eating as much. I don't know whether that's got anything to do with the way that the blood works or whether it get restructured or something. But I have noticed that my food intake is a little less than it would normally be, and I was getting full I'd have that full feeling a lot sooner than normal. Sorry, I forgot about that. But I mean, but yeah, it was just I'm not eating so much really, so it can't be a bad thing, can it?
awesome. Praise Yah. And thank you for sharing that there, Brother Lachlan, the EMF protection clothing. And what you got there, Sister Jennifer? Looks pretty cool.
It's a distiller that I had bought a couple of years ago, which come with the charcoal filters. It works so well. It's a really nice little system.
Yeah, it looks pretty neat. I got the old-fashioned distiller they use on the stove or over a fire. I got it in case, we need to, bug out because there's not going to be any electricity out there. So I got a
Yeah,
old.
I want to get more things that don't require electricity. Remember when they were talking about Y2K? When the time was to go into 2000. So I went to a few online stores that sold lots of things that didn't require electricity. And yes, a distiller would be nice to have that doesn't require electricity. Where did you get yours, Jeremy?
I got it online. I'm pretty sure it was Amazon, but it was
Really?
online. Yeah, and I looked up, I think it was like camping distiller or something. It's
Oh,
been a few
wow.
years.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look that
Okay.
up. Thanks, Jeremy.
Yeah, no problem. And
Oh, real quick. When Kim was mentioning about uh, what is it, DMSO or whatever, which that's basically pharmaceutical hydrogen peroxide, right? Is that basically what that is?
No.
No?
DMSO is dimethyl sulfoxide.
Oh,
It's in
okay.
your sulfur family. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. Let me ask you something. So, and I truly believe this was definitely a form of poisoning, which caused this poor young man to suffer with from all the spraying, the chemical spraying in the air. He developed a bad cough. Okay. And then within a month and a half of that, it progressed so bad to where he was throwing up he was just and losing a ton of weight. They finally get him to the hospital. In fact, keep them in prayer, please. I'll mention a little bit more here in a minute. But anyways, they brought him to the hospital. His blood sugars were at 600, and come to find out, he now has type 1 diabetes. And it's weird where it started from a sore throat to about a month and a half later, and literally they were doing all natural stuff, and they just didn't understand what was going on, and his blood sugars were at 600. And they have a really good diet, and
Are they doing regular detoxing?
I don't know. I need to ask them. But with him, I guess now having an autoimmune disease, will this stuff help with that? Maybe reverse it with type 1? Because see, type 1 is very hard to reverse, especially if it's been years since you've had it. Like my daughter, my oldest daughter, got it when she was 3.5. This was before I knew any of this stuff. This was back in the early 90s, because she's going to be 34 this coming up March. But she's had type 1 diabetes since she was 3.5. Now, with a lot of the holistic doctors and all those that are out there, there's a lot of success with rejuvenating or reversing type 2, but type 1 is a whole other ball game. But if you catch it early enough, like what happened with this young man, within a month and a half, he's diabetic. Really strange. But they thought it was some kind of viral thing. Well, we know that viruses really are the body being poisoned and how the body responds to that poison. So I believe he's been poisoned. And I believe a lot of it is from the chemtrails, because like I said, they had very good diet, very careful. But will it help rejuvenate something that was just recently happened with this person? Could it rejuvenate and reverse this autoimmune disease? Excuse me.
Okay, so there's a couple of factors though that play into this, and I am not a doctor, but just so you know.
Right.
So the first thing that before you are adding DMSO into the picture, and that there needs to be a detoxing of the system.
Right.
And
okay.
So this is, and more doctors are coming out with this, but parasites are a huge problem. Not that you'll ever get rid of them altogether. However, everything in moderation, right? Because everything's got their role to play. But with the toxins that are being sprayed, that are in the food, that are, everywhere, right?
Right.
That's what your parasites are feeding off of: your mold, your bacteria, your candida, your all of the things, the sugar, all the things that are bad and harmful. And it's just like a big party in there. So if there's not a regular detoxing of the body, and it can be as simple as, you know, some people do it like once a month. We try to do our parasite cleanses around the full moon, and then we do it a week later. But there's a daily, like you could do a binding clay every daily to help pull something that crosses the blood-brain barrier, which would be diatomaceous earth or your bentonite clay. But activated charcoal is what they give people that overdose in the hospitals. So there's a group on Facebook and a couple groups actually, but there's an activated charcoal and diatomaceous earth mix that they'll do, and it's not that you have to be like massive amounts, though some people do, but something that you've got on a daily, cleansing out the crap that they're spraying. I would definitely be doing. Your detox baths are another one, especially with something with your autoimmune diseases. And then that's where it takes some research, I guess, but there's, like, you got the borax and the bentonite clay and the diatomaceous earth and Epsom salts, there's a whole bunch of different things that I would be doing the detox. Once you start detoxing and getting, you want your lymph nodes, you want the lymphatic system draining. It's a whole thing. It's not easy to undo. So just adding DMSO isn't going to do anything if you don't get the bad things out.
Right.
Kind of thing, But some of the things that, and I'm sure that there's others that know, have probably more experience than I do with diabetes. I was just reading a while ago that diabetes is a massive parasitic infection in the blood. So I don't know for sure because I don't have it and I don't deal with it on daily. Sorry, it's my granddaughter.
No, you're fine.
Amazing. But see, that's where I would. And actually, is Audrey on here? Hey, Audrey, are you still here? She battles it too, and doing the detox. It's tricky.
Hi, Kim. It's Audrey. And yes, it is a vicious battle. But what else can you do? You learn and you do better with what you learn. And I wasn't diagnosed with type 1 diabetes until I was 3. So it's an ongoing battle, but honestly, if you don't find out what works best for you, it's just going to get worse, and we don't want that, right? So
So do you do, Audrey, you do detoxing?
yes, I
Yes.
do. I do.
Has it improved?
I'm sorry?
Has it improved the state of diabetes that on your daily?
It is still rough, but it has already killed me once. So that was a few decades ago. So I have a lot to be grateful for. I know where I'm going when I'm done here, but it is an ongoing battle. And I, as you know, Kim, I suffered from a stroke a few weeks ago, and the they're trying to tell me the stroke was caused by this. I'm like, but that's not an issue in my life. And so the diabetes has, it has consequences long term. And yeah, type 2 and type 1 are completely different beasts.
Yes,
Type
they
1,
are.
yeah, type 1, what works for everybody else with diabetes doesn't work for a type 1.
Right.
That's been my experience so far.
Yes.
Yes. But I do have to say that, the things I'm learning from Kim, I only have one doctor. I fired the endocrinologist because that didn't work. But the things I'm learning about the body that I am in has made a difference, but it doesn't make it easier at all. It just means I hopefully am healthier than not, more days than not.
So what kind of detox should my friend use for her son, who was perfectly fine, came down with a sore throat, and then a month and a half, and then they've been fighting this. He's just slowly getting worse to where he's now type 1. It's wild.
Well, I mean, so I don't know the answer because every
Different.
physical body is different.
Yeah. Okay.
And I wasn't, I wasn't 10 when I got it. I was 22, or I was.
That's how old he is.
He's 22.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but to do a detox, I would look at something that that crosses the blood-brain barrier.
Yep.
and cleans your blood.
Yep.
Like
Sure.
there's that was where your clays come in, and then as far as the parasite cleanse, there's a number of them out there.
Yeah, I'll get some from my friend. She's a herbalist. I've gotten a lot of my herbs from her in the past. In fact, I need to get a hold of her again. She does have a parasite cleanse that has really good. It's a really good tincture blend. But the diatomaceous earth. Go ahead.
Can I ask that? Okay, and I don't want to get graphic here, but is it productive every dosage, or is, the reason I ask this is that when you do, you got to be careful with the parasite thing, because you can wake them up, but if you're not flushing them out like immediately, all you're doing is you're waking them up and stirring them up, and then they go and they settle somewhere else.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So there's two websites that I've used with great success.
Okay.
There's a tea from Dawn of a Healthy Life, which I'll put these in the chat.
Yeah, please do. Okay.
They taste terrible. They really do.
Well,
but
you have to have two of the teas. One doesn't taste terrible. The other one is god awful.
That is a matter of opinion. I think that they both taste terrible.
Yeah, if you could share that in the chat, because I've been wanting to do a parasite cleanse, never have.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and just for background, they've been they've been taking care of digestion and doing all of these things, okay? Grounding and playing outside and doing all this stuff is your body, keeps your body on tip top, right? It's just, you're more one with nature, and it helps you regulate. Well, we don't do that very much anymore, right?
We've been. Shalom, everyone. I'm the father of the Asher in question that ended up getting this type 1 diabetes.
Yeah. And, hey, Sean. Hi, Amanda.
So Amanda's inside with G right now, but I was sitting back listening. That was actually really nice, Jen, for bringing that up. I appreciate that.
Well, I love
And
you guys, and I've been really praying for you, and I'm concerned about, Asher. Bless his heart. Bless you
oh yeah,
guys, man.
that was definitely a curveball. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, and I also want to thank everybody for their prayers and everybody that was able to help. We were able to get everything that we needed to get Ash taken care of with his medications and checking his blood and all of that stuff. And we've been doing nonstop research ever since. But yeah, we kind of figured it'd be some sort of parasitic cleanse. We've been doing a lot of all right. So as far as our grounding and nature walks, to give you an idea, we've been living in a tent since 2023. If that gives you any idea about our grounding and and all of that. So yeah, we're pretty much out in the woods all the time. So it's been a little interesting journey since this whole thing began, but it's been pretty cool nonetheless. We met some pretty cool people along the way. But anyway, so we've been doing a lot of oregano oil with black seed oil. We've been doing all right. So the crazy thing is so we ended up getting it. We believe the doctor believes it ended up was the staph infection that he ended up getting in his cheek, and essentially while his immune system was creating antibodies to attack this sucker, so to speak, it ended up getting confused and attacking the beta cells or
Yep,
something
that's what
like that.
happened to me too.
Yeah, and shut his pancreas down, so to speak. But anyway, so we're doing some testing because they really did a lot of this insulin testing, and they were feeding him bad food in the hospital, and it was, all processed stuff while they were kind of zoning him out. We ran into a situation because our diet is rather clean and rather as limited on the processed goods as possible. And even with the processed goods, we try to get as clean of processed goods as possible. And now, because of this situation, even some of those processed goods are going to get even finer tuned, nitpicked. But realizing that, so far that as long as we can keep a pretty good fiber to carb, no sugar, as least amount of sugar as possible with all of his base nutrients, it pretty much keeps him stabilized. At least this is over a short period of time of just keeping track of it. And but so if anybody does have any information about more parasitic things, that'd be greatly appreciated because I know there's more stuff out there than what we've even seen in research. But again, love you guys and thank you guys for the prayers. And I'm gonna sit back and just listen. But he's doing good. He's home. We're doing good now. So thank you guys. We love you guys. And Shalom and
Love you
Shabbat.
too, brother. Love you, Amanda, Asher, and
Oh,
all of you. Love you guys.
All praise to the Most High.
One of the things that I'd learned from a lady,
Sean, Kim put 2 different websites in the chat in regards to parasite cleanses.
if you go to, I'll share no, I think that someone shared my channel in there. There's a tab actually too for detoxing that you can find a bunch of different protocols. Because you know how the body gets used to one protocol after a while and it's just, or you get bored with it and then you don't want to do it anymore. You can change it up. The Dawn of the Healthy Life are the dual, there's 2 teas that you take. One is for digestive and then one is for the parasite candida. It isn't, let's see, it's not explosive, but you're definitely going to want to be like close to the bathroom. The Super Minded Health one is all in capsule form. It's capsules and then there's a tincture, but you can put that in a capsule as well. And it still works with the explicit instructions on there. I mean, there's 6 of us in the house, so I bought it in bulk. And so for I'll post the the products in the tab here in the health tab after we're done. But there are other parasite cleanses that you can do and variations of it in oregano oil. And I mean, you know, Walmart and Amazon, now they've got a bunch of different products out there. Just search for your herbals. But here's the trick that I learned is that every time that you eat, you're feeding the parasites. They're going to come out to eat. So you wait 20 to 30 minutes and then you do your parasite protocol, whatever it is, whether it's drinking a tea or popping some capsules. Okay. Then you're going to do that. Then 20 to 30 minutes after that is when you take your binder. You need the binder to pull them out. I mean, they will go out with just the parasite cleanse, but you don't want to wake some up and have them relocate. So you throw the binder in there, which you can do spirulina and chlorella. And I've got the powder, but you can just get tablets and we do use Amazon for that because you can get them in bulk. But you take anywhere from 5 to 10 tablets, and it binds and sends it out. And so the protocol is eat, kill, bind, and then make sure you're drinking plenty of water with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for some of we just recently found out about. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but sorry about that. Yeah.
Soursop is supposed to be a good
So that was a
binder,
new
kale.
understanding to us, or for some of these things, anyways. We knew binders for us.
There's a bunch of foods out there that will aid. Pumpkin seeds are great. Watermelon seeds are awesome.
Yes, all the seeds are really good.
Right.
Apricot seeds I heard were good too.
Right. And then they're good. That's good for cancer too. Which cancer is a concentration of parasites feeding on the toxins and they are concentrated in one place. So when you get chemo, all that does, it may kill some of them off, but it scatters them. It wakes them up, scatters them. So then it looks like that your tumor, right, is decreasing in size, and what it is, but it's not expelling them anywhere. It's just, this is why people will go through chemo radiation, right? And then 6 months to a year, 2 years later, then they have it in all these other places because the chemo radiation, whatever, has weakened your immune system, and they go take up in the weakest spots of your body.
Hey, I'm curious, Kim. So when using binders, you said diatomaceous earth, and you mix it with what other clay?
You can mix de-earth with activated charcoal.
Okay, I've got plenty of activated charcoal. Okay, so just combine the two. Okay.
Right, and it depends. Like some people, I wouldn't say throw in a whatever tablespoon of each or whatever. However, I don't know. Start off small. Because if you don't drink enough water with these clays, you'll get stopped up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing is I would look into the structured water, which I think that's in the health tab. And it's really easy to do. You don't have to pay a lot of money, nothing like that. It's as simple as running your water over marbles. That's what we do.
Structured water. Okay, so are you using like your reverse osmosis water, or are you doing distilled to create structured water?
I wouldn't use distilled to be drinking all the time because it's void of nutrients. But you can use your reverse osmosis if the nutrients are back in there. There it is. Thank you, Cheyenne.
Yeah. What?
Cheyenne just shared the video for the structured water. You can use a spring water is probably your best. I mean, I don't know. We use spring water.
Yeah. Have you found spring water that they sell in like glass bottles? I try to stay away from plastic since it just the water will absorb the chemicals in the plastic. Have you found spring water that they sell in glass?
Not local to me, no. Audrey, I think, did.
I just want to share that I think there's an app that you can download, or an internet website that you can search natural spring water in your area. So you could possibly go to that spring, gather the water, in your glass jar. I can't
Uh-huh.
remember. This was months ago. There's a website or an app to locate natural springs in your area. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, great. Look up natural springs. That sounds good.
Now I don't know what you would have to do with that water, because the off-grid tips about getting water from a stream or a brook, and they are teaching you how to purify it. So I don't know if you'd have to do anything to that natural spring water, like uh, sieve it through a cloth or something, or add something. But I know that there's a ton of natural springs around. So what you do with it after that, I'm not sure. Maybe boil it just to take out the bacteria. But yes, tons of natural springs around. So search that.
Okay. Yeah, I will. Sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We actually have a lot of natural springs here in Arizona. It's pretty cool. And yeah, Kim, I don't I don't know if you saw what Sumi shared there. Yeah, I couldn't tell you, Sumi.
Is there an ingredient list? What is this?
Um,
Mm,
picture of
I'm
it.
trying to read. I'm reading, but I don't see here.
Oh, hey, there's Libby.
Libby! Libby's here? I thought you said Libby.
Where
Libby.
did you share the structured water tab? In which one? In which tab did you say?
The structured water video Cheyenne just shared.
Under structured water, the tab
No, in the main chat.
in the main chat. Okay, hang on.
Yeah.
If you
I'm
go to
trying.
the main chat, you can forward it, I think, to like if you have a saved
Yeah.
archive, you can forward it to your saved
Oh,
messages.
there it is. Okay, yeah, I found it. Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt.
So structured water adds oxygen back into the water because all the water that we have in all the bottles sitting, is dead water. You want to restructure it. You want to get that oxygen and friction. Like think of a waterfall, right? And the moving water.
Yes.
You don't get the algae growth and all that, right? This is what you want to do to your water. The kids and I, we just have a gallon, 2 gallon jars and a big funnel with marbles, and we pour it back and forth, 4, 5, 6 times,
Wow.
and drink that.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, we do like 4 gallons at a time because there's 6 of us, but
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
just regular glass marbles or
yeah,
metal
just regular
marbles?
glass marbles.
Like
Yep.
you
Wow.
get when you were like shooting marbles as a kid, just those regular
Yeah.
marbles? Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I've got a big funnel, and it's got a mesh bottom to it. But yeah, and I just have my marbles there. It's just sitting on my tongue.
Wow. Cool. Okay.
It's cheap.
Yeah, for sure. Oh,
Always a plus.
goodness. Was
I'm looking
someone
for
asking me where I
DSMO.
got? Oh, I'm sorry. Was someone asking me where I got my distiller? Was that?
Somebody
I'm
was,
going
yes.
over.
Yeah.
I believe it was Amazon, but no. You know what? I think it was directly from their website because I think I was Googling. Like I said, this was a few years ago. I was Googling distillers, and so no. Go to the actual name of the company. The H2O Labs. Go directly to their website. I believe that's where I got it.
Sumi is asking if drinking out of the copper with tin in it is bad.
Yeah, I'd shoot for real copper.
It's, Faith gave me this copper pitcher, but it's covered with tin, but now it's like corroding at the bottom. I don't know what to do. I don't know if it's healthy. Like, I don't know. I know the copper is healthy, but why would they cover it with tin? And now it's all
Yeah,
like,
it's not supposed to have tin in it. It's supposed to be all copper.
huh. So
I wouldn't
okay.
use it. If you're seeing it corroding, yeah, don't use it anymore, Sumi. They do have pure copper containers for copper infusing your water.
Okay. Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
wonder if you went to like Home Depot or Lowe's and bought copper piping and just, you got your tap water or distilled water or the other water we're talking about, and just put that copper rod in your water, if that would,
Yes,
make copper
yes,
water.
yeah.
But if you look at a
Yeah.
copper pipe in a house, and we have copper piping in our house because it's old, and depending on the water that we're pulling from the well, like we have a pH filter, because if you don't pH filter the copper, it'll corrode. Like you'll get green limestone, maybe green. I don't know what it's called, like a green sediment
Yeah, I know.
around the copper.
Right. It's
So
oxidizing.
it's oxidizing. Yes, thank you. So I guess if you have a copper vessel, um, and you're adding your tap water or your distilled water, it's probably going to oxidize as well, I would think, for long-term use, right? So I don't know.
My pitch, well, I've got a copper pitcher that, no, I mean, I don't know. I wipe it off. The water doesn't sit on the outside of it. Inside it does not. It's not corroded or nothing. There's no there's no green, no nothing.
My daughter didn't have that problem either. She's got a copper container that she puts her water in and keeps it in there for a couple hours, and then I forgot how many hours. I'm just guessing a couple hours. And she hasn't noticed any kind of corrosion or anything, and it's pure copper. So,
Or
and
any oxidizing.
she's using her reverse osmosis water for it, so she hasn't had any problems.
So I wonder if it's the reverse osmosis that, because regular copying piper will oxidize, I think, over time. I mean, maybe it has to be a long time. I don't know. Just
Yeah, I
thinking
don't
about it
know.
out loud.
I don't know. I'm not
Saying on
sure.
the inside of the pipe it is?
Well, if you go to like the pipe and the knuckle, like when we've had it like pinhole leak,
Yeah.
right? You get a pinhole leak in the pipes. I mean, I'm not sure what's causing the pinhole leak, but it has to be erosion over a certain amount of time. I mean, obviously our house is built in the 70s, so it's quite old. So I
Ours
think
too.
the minerals that maybe come out of the groundwater
Oh, yeah.
somehow, some way. I don't know. I'm just
It
thinking
could
out
be.
loud, talking about all this. So I guess if you just replace the copper, um, as you need to with drinking, like just going to Home Depot, getting a copper pipe, cutting it and putting in your water, um, could also be beneficial. But as far as the house concerned, I don't know, years old. And pitting has to do something with the pitting and the minerals that are coming from the water in the ground,
I
I would
bet.
think, you know.
Where's
But
our water guys?
if you put the pH filter, which is just causing me to think, we had to put a pH filter because we get a green ring. When we put the pH filter on the house, I'm not sure what minerals they put in the pH filter that reverses that copper pitting oxidation. I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that. That's on my mind, to look into that, to stop it from making that green ring. I don't know.
Yeah, I know copper oxidizes in the wet like that, but I'd have to look into that more myself. I know the copper pipes at Home Depot, they're like pure copper. I used to work there, and people would come in and try to steal the copper pieces all the time to, turn them in for money. But I
You really?
do know
Oh yeah.
that, yeah, it was
Oh
wild.
yeah, that's big money. They'll go sell it. Yeah, like a weighted metal, right? Like pure
Yeah,
silver, and they're going for
exactly.
I have
copper.
a
Hmm.
question. So then, is there? And I don't know because I don't build houses, but was there ever a time that they used like a copper piping that was mixed with something else?
That's a good question. I'd have to look into that
I
Yeah.
think.
because I
Oh, sorry, Jeremy. Go
no,
ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say I was in Italy 2 years ago, and they had their local like water cisterns, like water fountains that I can't remember if they were stone or what they were. And I was like shocked that people were like filling up their water bottles and drinking from these fountains. And so they made like cisterns back in the day, right? Ancient times, where you would go and get your water. And I can't remember if it was stone or whatever, but you would see the green underlying it. But I don't know, people were still drinking it. Anyway, throwing that out there just brought me back to that time. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so ancient, going over to Europe, going, wow, this is crazy, but also awesome. And they were just walking around filling up their water bottles at the local cisterns. That's what they're called.
So
Yeah,
is the oxidization, right? Oxidization. It, it's the oxygen hitting it, and right. So
Has to be, yeah, has to be.
is that green now toxic, or is that just something that it just changed because the air hit it?
I don't know, because if you think about it, right, we have oxygen in our bodies.
Right.
So maybe it's
Right.
healthy actually in a way. And we're trying to get
I'm
rid of it
curious now.
in our pipes, but maybe it's supposed to be there. Don't know.
yeah, yeah. No, interesting. I never thought about that before, actually.
Right? Like we're always trying to like get
Science.
rid of these things that we think are no good, but maybe they are good if
Right.
they're
Remember lead?
right.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's very true, Ken. The copper handles because it's an antiseptic as well.
Right. Yeah. Now, next thing you know, everyone's going to be go licking the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah,
Wow, copper handles. That's so funny. My mother-in-law had them in her house. Oh my gosh. Wow.
antiseptic. Oh, cool. Libby's here. She's typing something. But yeah, no, that's a good question. I'm sure Kim's already looking into it.
You see Libby typing, Jeremy,
Yeah, it
Wait.
says she's typing there at the top. Oh, go
in the
ahead.
chat?
Yeah,
Oh, Libby, where are you?
she sent like a 7-second video too.
Where is that? I didn't see that. Oh, no, I don't see Libby.
Here, I replied to it there.
I don't see it.
But yeah, what was? Oh yeah, Ken says sunlight helps the structured water, as does grounding as well.
So I have a question about that though, because the structured water, how so the sunlight puts the oxygen back into the water. I don't know. I was under the impression that it had to be the friction, which is why it was. I don't know. I know that when I do my salt water, I put it in the sunlight. It sits by the window, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's interesting. Oh yeah, she's asking if we can send her the video.
I want Libby to tell us a story. I miss her.
Right?
Right? Libby, can you
Yeah.
hear us?
I
Come
don't
on and
think
tell us
she's
something.
yeah, she's not on the
No.
chat.
Oh.
Yeah. Ken says, I believe sun rays affect us to make structured water for the warmth. Yeah, interesting.
Well, just with cymatics and frequency, I'm sure that we're structured too, right? Ooh, the sunlight, so good.
And with that frequency, though, it's a vibration. So then you've got the movement of water again. Yes.
Kim, how long does the water stay structured after doing that?
Well, I can't really tell you that because there's 6 of us and we go through the water like every 3-4 days. So I know that you'll notice, like, I was skeptical at first because Audrey does structured water, and then I was like, I found this thing popped up and said, do it yourself. So I did. And she said it tastes different. I'm like, really? It does. It tastes different. It tastes
Really?
not like a huge, like, like one, like, it's not like one's bitter and one's not. It's just different. It's fresher,
Huh.
definitely. So, and it must, which is the oxygen, right? And it's good. I've
So
got my
the
kids
video,
drinking it by, every 30.
okay. So the video that you sent shows you how to do it,
Yes.
okay, cool.
She's got 3 different ways in there, I think.
Wonderful.
I went for the cheapest. And if
Right,
you
that's
go
what I'm
on
going to have to
YouTube,
do.
right? I know, right? So if you go on YouTube and you just type in DIY structured water, all these videos are going to pop up. And what's really crazy is that some of them are like a decade old.
Wow.
Like I know. I'm like, well, where was I? Awesome.
Right? Wow.
That's how it works sometimes, huh? Yeah, I think it's very important, all this information, and it's just really part of keeping up our temples, because our bodies are the temple of Yahuwah.
Oh
And
my goodness, for sure.
yeah, and Cheyenne actually asked if those like decorative flat rocks work the same as marbles would.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine. I mean, you're pouring the water over the top of it, so it's going to be bouncing off of each of them to go down through the funnel. At first, I'm like, okay, well, then are we just? I've got a gallon jar, so I see it. You can see the bubbles, like thousands of bubbles in the beginning. But it's the friction between them. So yeah, I mean, they're just, as long as it's a glass that's got no, I guess, chemical in it. But other than that, yeah, it should be good.
Awesome.
Yes, Jermaine, it is true. The older you are, the harder it is to detox. Because here's the thing. We should have they used to do this on a daily to weekly whatever basis. My grandparents used to talk about the bitters that they would take, every week or whatever. And then their foods were cleaner than ours. And the water was better and all the things. Now they actually, I'd be curious to see the parasitic count in each of these packaged foods that we have. If they're putting bugs in everything, you think they've not been putting parasites in everything? So, and my mom, no one ever told me to do a parasite detox, so I'm 54 and I figured this out when I was about 50. I'm late. I got 50 years to undo.
Same here. Same here. I'm
Right.
56. And
Right. So it was,
so we've
right.
got generations of curses of parasites in us.
Exactly. I seen a video that parasites were demonic, and they were going through and explaining what they do to you and the moods that they give you, the emotions they give you, changes your
Yes, I saw the same thing.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
They even look demonic.
Yeah,
These
like
things
serpents,
are creepy and demonic
little
looking.
serpents, right?
Literally. Yeah.
So
evil things with fangs,
yeah,
sharp fangs, and oh my god.
right.
Yeah.
So what this and I've been doing this for 4 years, and so there's a plethora of different parasite cleanses out there. I did the what is it, core, it's really expensive. It's a parasite. It's like a 12-step whatever. I can't remember the name of the thing. It has core in it, cell core or something, whatever. And I paid like over $500. Now it was good. It was not good. It was productive. But this tea that I shared with at Dawn of the Healthy Life is very productive, and I feel so much better. You can use, like, I've done MMS. I don't know if anyone's familiar with the chlorine dioxide. I've done that from Jim Humble, and I did the cell core. I've done I'll use Paragard, which is on Amazon. It's an herbal parasitic, but I do it more often than they recommend. Like, they'll say take 1 pill for, whatever, how many days, whatever.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I had a health channel that it had like 4 years worth of posts. I was like, you know what? This is a hot mess. So I went and I put all the tabs. And if anyone comes up with a new tab, let me know, whatever. I'll add you to the group, guys, and add a tab. And if anyone has anything, this isn't like, it's my channel. Yeah, I get it. But it's for everybody. So if you find something, post it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
So if they have a natural remedy for hydroxychloroquine, surely they would for ivermectin. Now, if you can't get the ivermectin from Japan, there must be something that there has to be, because for every disease, Yah has a remedy for.
Well, here's the thing, though, is that so over in Japan they've got the ivermectin in their soil, right? Well, what do we have here? We have black walnut trees.
True.
We have
true.
wormwood. We've got all the things to do it. If you guys try the tea that's over at Dawn of a Healthy Life, sorry to say this again, but
what was the name of the tea?
It's if you just look up detox kits, she'll have. I think it's her first product.
Okay, yeah,
and it's
I will.
2 different bags. Yeah, and now here's the thing: you can make your own, and it is equal parts of each herb.
Okay.
So there's a list for the one and a list for the other. It's literally equal parts. I did it. We were playing around with it because I didn't want to pay the money.
Yeah.
And I'm cheap. And so I was like, well, I'm spending the money because I was buying everything in 1 and 2 pound bags because the more you get, the cheaper it is per ounce, right?
Yeah.
So, but I had the huge Tupperware bowls. Remember those big bowls? Yeah, I filled them up. I had 2 filled of 1 tea. So because a friend of mine, I'm like, all right, here we go, and I was just sending it out to everyone. It was crazy.
But awesome.
It was long term. And you can buy it in smaller amounts. You don't have to buy like a 1 pound bag of, whatever, ginger or whatever it is. Just buy equal, you just put so if you do cups, 1 cup of this, 1 cup of of each herb, mix it up, there's your tea. Because
Perfect.
then you're going to take, and then you take a 32-ounce glass mason jar, right? And you take 2 tablespoons of that tea, throw it in the bottom, put your hot water over it, at just boiled, right? Put that in there, let it set overnight, 6 hours to overnight. Overnight will be more potent.
Oh yeah, the longer it sits, right?
Right. So then you've got part 1 and part 2. You got 2 teas. So you're going to have 2 32-ounce mason jars. Let them set overnight, and then you strain it, and you start taking it like throughout the day. So if there's 32 ounces, break it up into, you can do 4 8-ounce or 8 4-ounce or however you want to do it. And just take it throughout the day. That's when the lady I'd run into, she was telling me every time you eat, you make sure that you take your parasite cleanse and then your binder after that. So anytime you take a dose, whether you eat or not, you're going to take your parasite cleanse, and 20 to 30 minutes later, you're going to take your binder, and you're going to do that throughout the day.
Oh, okay. So that was going to be my next question about the binder. You're doing that every single time you take your parasite cleanse.
Yeah. Right. So if you're doing it like I will do 4 times a day, right? So then 8 ounces, which is it it's a feat in the beginning. You get used to it, but it's because there's bitters in it. So it's supposed to taste bad, right? And get your digestion going. So you'll do it 4 times in a day. So you take your parasite cleanse, and then you'll take your 3, 4, 5, whatever tablets of the chlorella. I take chlorella and spirulina, but you can do chlorella, or drink your diatomaceous earth activated charcoal. Drink after. It's whatever you want to do for your binder. Just do it 20 to 30 minutes after you do a dose.
So spirulina and chlorella are binders also?
Chlorella is better than spirulina, but yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
I know that, I forget who it was that was saying it, that he's got it. He was doing spirulina in the morning because it's got all of that it had all the, the minerals and nutrients, and then chlorella at night because it's your binder, but chlorella's got a lot too. So I just take them together. So yeah, and that's what you do. And so you'll do it. If you do it, start like 2 to 3 days before the full moon and go through 2 to 3 days after. And then you're going to wait a week, and then you're going to do the process again, and then wait until the next full moon after that. You'll do 2 to 3 days before, because you'll notice the more you clear yourself out, like things that you just took for granted, like an itch or a tickle on the skin or whatever, like something, I don't know, is bothering you somewhere or whatever. Chances are it could be parasites.
I always wondered that. So, man,
right?
all of this, I'm trying to write it down and I'm running out of room. Do you
just message me.
Okay.
Go through it.
I was going to say, I don't have your message you like
I'm here on Telegram.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. I'm not friends with you on Facebook. Maybe I can look you up on Facebook and
sure.
And then, okay. All right.
And I was going to say it sounds overwhelming. It really is. But if you just pick a protocol and do it, then you're going to get used to that. And then you can start experimenting with the extra. Like if, you ate, I don't even know. If you ate extra sugary food or whatever, then you take some oregano with the black seed oil and what is it? It's black seed oil and oregano mix, right? Who doesn't make?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So take an extra 1 or 2 of those. I mean, we can counteract everything that we've done. This isn't a license to go, hog wild, but if you had a extra heavy meal, then their parasite's going to be feeding good, so let's add some extra to kill. You know what I'm saying?
I just have to remember this, take it 2 or 3 days before a full moon and then after a full.
Yeah.
I mean,
I put it in my phone. I have to put it in my phone so it dings me. Otherwise I'll forget.
Oh yeah. Not, with working during the day. And if you're trying to do this and you have to make sure that you're near the toilet this whole time you're doing this throughout the day, correct?
Oh, okay. So yeah. So here's the other thing is that if you can't, because you're working, right, 8 hours, you could do it when you get home,
Okay.
but you can do larger doses.
Okay, yeah, I was thinking
Yeah.
that. Now, mind you,
Like,
I am around toilets all day because I clean
right.
homes. Okay, so I
Oh,
have
yeah.
clients that I clean, but if I'm cleaning
Oh, there you
that,
go.
but if it explodes like in the, I don't mean to get gross or anything, but
It-
you know, does it get
You're
like
already
that?
there to clean it.
What was that?
I said, you're already there to clean it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I'm just saying. I mean, at the beginning when you're doing it for the first time, I bet you it's really nasty, right? And then it's not as bad as you continue on, right?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is, it's, yes, in the beginning it is much more, and I'm not
Okay.
one of those that go, is on the treasure hunt. I don't, whatever, it came out, I'm good, I'm done,
Yeah, right.
right? But there are some that they have gone through, and so they can identify which ones they had. And I'm thinking, you know what? Anything that comes out comes out. I mean, there's not
Yeah.
a
I don't.
checklist for me.
Yeah, as long as they're coming out, that's all I want to know. I
Right.
just want to make sure they're,
Yeah.
and I could just
But
imagine the. Go
you're
ahead.
gonna end up looking because you're gonna want to see. You'll start noticing if you look at the list. There's like what I forget how many different parasites there are, and like you've got liver flukes and all these things. Once you start looking at what they look like, when you look in, you'll start recognizing what's coming out
Oh,
for sure.
wow.
And you'll know the difference between like a food particle and yeah. It took me a minute. I mean, and again, this is just like glancing. I'm like, all right, I'm not taking pictures. I'm not posting on Facebook. There's some people that's what they do.
I
I'm like,
know.
oh. And it's like a car wreck. It's like, okay, I'm not looking at that. Well, maybe I'll take a peek just to make sure that I know what I'm looking at. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Yeah.
crazy. I used to think that that's a big thing with autism. Like the parents were doing parasite cleanses and that, because that's really what they need to be doing. And a heavy metal detox.
For
And,
sure on the heavy metals. Yeah.
yes. And, well, and the parasites are feeding on them.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just food for them. So, yeah, it's just getting, the kids to actually stay on them and do them. But
I
anyway,
actually heard that we should be doing heavy metal before parasite cleanse. Have you heard that?
yeah, here's my thing. Whatever order you do, getting them out is getting them out. If you're going to take their food away, that's cool. Now, if they're all sitting in there and they start freaking out, so is this what happens when your skin starts crawling? You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So like I think that I would do I do the parasite cleanse and then the I just do it, all together. Not together, but well, yeah, I guess we do together.
I thought it
And
was
so
difficult to do both at the same time. It would be like an overload on the body, tackling one
it
thing and
can
then
be.
yeah.
So yeah, it can be, but I am one of those get them out. And
Oh
so
yeah.
you'll have the Herx effects, right? The Herx, like the flu-like cold symptoms and that.
Yeah.
But if then back off. So you don't have to do it as intense, or you can lessen how much of your binder, and the cleanse that you're doing, do half the dose, or whatever. Honestly, I think the only time that I've had really severe Herx effects is when I did MMS and when I did too much binder, which I don't is too much really bad. I mean, it's the die off.
Yeah, I
So
heard the die-off is what makes you really sick because they excrete
so
some
that's
stuff
where
to
you
get
need
you
a
to
binder then.
stop. Yeah.
Well, don't stop it because all you're doing once you stop, you pull back a little bit, but I wouldn't stop.
Right. Just not as big doses with the parasite cleanse and binding.
Right.
Just lessen it a little. Okay.
Yeah, my thing was to just push through because I wanted it gone, and it was
Oh,
gone
I
in like
know.
2 days.
Yeah. But man, having to work. Have to,
Yeah, that's true. Oh,
yeah, and
so
since
that's
I
what I
can't.
say. You should do it in the evenings.
I mean, Because I do have to work and I can't afford to miss work. If I get that sick, oh boy, I can't work when I'm like that, when I get real sick like
Yeah,
that.
but your parasite. Okay, so if you're parasite cleanse, if you're doing parasite cleanse when you get home, I don't know what time you get home. But
I usually get
after
home. Yeah, go ahead.
after your shift, even if you did, as much as you could do before you, because you want to stop, a good hour, 90 minutes before you go to bed.
Okay.
So if you can get, take the big doses, whatever, you definitely want to stay by the bathroom for sure in a short period of time. Yeah. But
Yeah.
then at night, if you take your 10 or whatever, I just do 10, at night, your binder of chlorella, you're going to see it the next morning. However, you shouldn't have the, like the all day experience.
Hey, Kim.
Yeah.
I'm going to put my phone number in the chat. And if you could give me a call,
Oh, sure.
I would love to continue talking to you and just, yeah, I like to keep contact.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I?
Oh, yeah, no. Here, you know what? Here, I will, I'll give you mine.
Oh, okay.
And then anyone who wants to, call me and prank me, have at it.
Cool. Kim, thank you.
So hey Kim, real quick,
Yeah.
Libby had a question here, and she asked any ideas for osteoarthritis in both knees, which are rather stiff. Feels like she needs the oil to loosen them up. Can this be related to parasites?
In my opinion, yes. In my opinion, yes.
That's what I think too.
But the other thing is like you got to lube the system, right? So this is where you want to rebuild the bones, the joints, and what do they have you doing? Beef gelatin? I mean, I don't know if it's clean. Beef gelatin. Where's Jermaine? Something that's got that has a builds up your joint. What is it that I'm thinking? The joint, the tendons, right? Strengthens that, all that. I don't know. Let me research, and I will. Where's Libby? Does she have email? I think I have Libby's email.
Maybe if you put the button in the middle, you should be able to unmute. And Audrey, would you mind muting your mic there? We're just getting some feedback from you.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize I wasn't on mute. I'll do that right now.
Yeah, no worries. No problem. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I see she's unmuted. You're getting there, Libby. Yeah, we can hear you. It's just really quiet though there, sister. It's really quiet for some reason. I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
It got better there for a second. Lost the unmute button. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so you got unmuted, but you seem kind of far away from the microphone or something. Something's going on there. Are you connected with like a Bluetooth device or anything? Huh. Yeah, it's really like quiet and muffled. Is Mary there with you to help you out? Or somebody? Yeah, we miss you and your stories there, sister. And I've been praying you're doing well. And, I appreciate you.
Is that Libby trying to connect?
I think so, yes. She's trying to connect.
I see her name in the chat. I mean, in the group here, but
Huh. Yeah, she says there's something going on with her phone. But it's okay. No worries, Sister Libby. And, it's good just listening too. But yeah,
I'm sure that I know that I can't hear Libby, but she can hear me. Uh, I would suggest putting castor oil over the joints and then it's like a castor oil compress with a heating pad. Just a thought.
did you
I'd
say
look
with
like
heat? With heat?
with heat, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't sleep with it all night with heat,
Yeah.
but because your body heat is going to warm it up. But initially, I would put it on with heat and then just keep it wrapped
What
overnight.
what
But with
kind
the castor
what kind of cloth do you use for the wrap? I mean, I know they make.
organic, yeah, I
Okay.
use an organic cotton
Okay.
fabric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yes, MSM. Gosh, I haven't seen that in forever.
I have some of that. I've had it for years. I got it from a naturopath couple when I started learning all this stuff. But I don't even know if it's any good anymore. It's really old.
Is it liquid or powder?
Powder.
Oh, if anything, it's weak in state, but it's not bad. I wouldn't. Yeah, I've got some too, actually.
Yeah, I've got some stuff I've had for a long time.
I'll have to play with it. I'll have to test it.
Yeah.
I'll play guinea pig and see what happens. I think mine is probably like 8 to 10 years old.
Mine's older than that. It's really old. I got it before I moved out here to Missouri. This is when I was back in California. This was back in 2003. So it's really old.
Right? Well, I know that they tell you it's probably bad, but it's not like I don't think that it's probably not bad. If anything, it's in a weakened state, but that's like they tell us. I've got herbs that have been on my shelf since 2012, 13. And I haven't used everything, and when I open that up, like valerian root is the one is the go-to for an example. It smells like
Oh
feet.
yeah. I love
Yeah,
valerian root. Oh yeah.
right. But when you open up that container, it'll knock you out. So, it still works.
Oh yeah, it's some good stuff.
Yes, yeah, I like the DMSO, which, yeah, I would use the DMSO too with the castor oil though. That'd be so sweet. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish we could listen to Libby.
Right?
I love her. Oh, yes.
Yeah, we love hearing her stories. And talk
Libby, you
awesome.
can't, I hope she can join. I know she can hear us. We want to hear you.
Yeah, she can hear, but she's having technical difficulties
Mm.
with the microphone.
She has to push the speaker button, I think, because I think that Telegram changed because a couple weeks ago when I joined, if I didn't push the speaker button on the lower left hand corner, I couldn't hear anything. Maybe.
I've had to do that from the get-go ever since starting Telegram. I've always had to do that with my phone. Put the speaker on itself. Yeah.
So, Libby, maybe you have to push your speaker button on the left, on the bottom of your screen on the left, because we want to hear from you. We miss you.
Yeah, no, she tried unmuting and all that. Like she was unmuted, but just the voice was coming in soft.
Maybe her battery is very low on her phone.
Could that be it?
Libby, we can hear you.
What was it? Were you
I
muted?
thought to myself, I'll have a go and I'll have a go and I'll try it. And if I disappear into thin air, I've disappeared into thin air.
It's so beautiful to hear you. I want to cry.
Oh, I don't know why I'm getting old and croaky.
Oh,
I'm getting old and croaky.
Oh, I love it. Yay.
But I could do with my knees doing. My knees are getting a bit they're very stiff now. And I've had, I've not had a good day. Not a good day. I've not had a good year. I've had pleurisy twice. And somebody said that it's not very good to have pleurisy. So anyway, I'm taking some stuff at the moment. And I'm taking things to try and see if I can sort it out. But I'm much, much better. I'm thankful to say I'm much better. But I still have got the remains of the cough, and I can't shunt the cough yet. So I'm wondering whether that's parasites. Maybe I'm going to have a go at this. Tonight, I was scrolling through, and I found something that Jeremy had written. And I thought, oh, that sounds good, that does. I thought I'd better have a go at that, but I was looking for a pen and paper to write it all out. And anyway, I didn't quite get it. But if Jeremy sends it to me, it was talking about all sorts of things that you can take. It started off talking about worms. Worms. I make Mary laugh, you know. If ever she upsets me, I say to Mary, I'm going down the garden to eat worms. Oh, dear me, what a laugh. You've got to laugh, don't you? You've got to laugh. It's quite funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Do you remember that song? We used to sing it, as children. How did it used to go? I'm going down the garden to eat worms, big, fat, fuzzy ones, something. I'm going down the
Nobody
garden
likes
to eat
me. Everybody hates me.
That's it.
Guess I'll go eat worms. Long, thin, funny one, short, fat, stubby one.
That's
Gooey,
it.
dark little one. Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
I haven't heard that in years. Oh, that's good. That is. That's really good. So I have a couple of things. I'm doing really, really well, but my knees are not too good. My knees have got water on the knees, so I probably need a good tap on the head. I've got water on the knees, which is very painful. And the other thing, I've got the remains of this cough still, but I am trying to get rid of that. So I'm taking stuff to get rid of that, but I've only been on it a couple of days, so I'll see what happens in a few more days. That might clear that one up. But if anybody's got any suggestions as to how you get rid of these worm things or these parasite things, I'll have a go at that as well.
Libby, you have to
What
try
are you taking for your lunch?
the mullein drops.
There you go.
The mullein tea. The mullein. MULLEN.
Yes, I've got that, and I do take it. And I'm surprised that it hasn't actually got rid of the last bits. I would have thought it would have done, but it doesn't seem to have done. Anyway, enough about me. I'm doing all right. Now what do I do? Press this button at the top again? Yeah.
Wait,
You must all have a roaring laugh at me. It's quite funny,
Oh,
isn't
we
it?
love you, Libby. We love
We,
you.
I never grew up with all this stuff, so you'll have to forgive me. Anyway, shall I go off now and I'll press this button, and if I disappear into thin air, you'll know where I've gone. Right,
Oh,
I've
don't
got to
go
press.
off.
Well,
Share a story, Libby.
I like to be able to hear you all.
Share a story. We want to hear a story from you.
Where's Mary? I don't know. She was here a minute ago, but she disappeared into the bedroom, so I don't know where she's gone, but she'll be back shortly. Yeah. Oh, I was looking for my glasses, and now I've realised they're on my face. Oh dear me! I'm like the granny, aren't I?
Well,
I'm the granny.
You are, and we love you.
Yeah. Oh, I think he's coming soon. I'm sure he is. You know, I'm sure
We
he's on the
miss you,
way.
Miss Libby.
Yes. Yes.
You're
I'm
like the
so
wisest elder. You can't be abandoning us like that for long periods of time.
get you for
I know.
Child
We love
neglect. It's
you.
illegal.
Oh my! I tell you.
Share a story.
Anyway,
Share a story,
we're
Libby. Share a story
we're
from you.
we're all tell a story. Oh,
Yes.
what shall I tell you?
Mason story from building houses with your hands. Anything. We want to hear anything.
Well,
Have
there's
you
so
ever
many
been?
stories.
Have you ever lived outside of where you live now, Miss Libby? Like in another country?
No, but I have. I was always afraid of flying, so I would love to come and see you. I like the look of that house, by the way. I could manage a week or so in that house, but I can't fly.
Come,
Not
Libby,
yet.
come. You can fly. You
Not
can
yet.
do it. You can do
But
it.
I did go to Israel, and I did enjoy it. I did manage to brave it. Yes. Oh dear. It was a terrific real a trial. My husband, he's died now, but he wanted to go to Israel, and I said, "Oh no," I said, I don't fly." So I said, "You can go, and I'll stay behind." "Oh no," he said, "I want you to come too." "Oh no," I said, quite honestly, I said, "I'd only just married him." I said, "I don't do flying." So I said, "It's fine. I'll be all right staying home." I said, "You go and enjoy yourself, have the money, and go." But I said, "I can't fly." So he said, "Oh no," he said, "I'm not going without you." So anyway, it sort of put me in a bit of a corner, because I felt as though I was denying him the ability to be able to go. And so I thought, oh dear me, I'm going to have to go. Well, I tell you what, when I saw the opening to the aeroplane, this big concertina of a mouth, and the air stewardess was looking at me, and she said, "My dear, you're crying." She said, "Why are you crying?" I said, "I'm frightened." And she said, "You don't need to be frightened." She said, "Sit down here. You will be perfectly okay. Why are you crying?" I said, "Well, it might fall out the sky." She said, "No, dear." She said, "It's never fallen out the sky at all." She said, "You will be perfectly fine." So I said, "Oh, my word." So anyway, I sat in the middle seats, and this is hilarious, this is. I think there were 4 in the row in the middle of the aeroplane, 4 seats. So I sat next to my husband, and there were 2 empty seats at the side of me. Anyway, the engines seemed as though they were revving up, and I thought, oh my, we're going to be going up there in a minute, you know. And all of a sudden, it seemed as though it was right at the last second, a man who looked a bit funny came walking down the gangway. And would you believe it? The only seat he chooses to sit in is the seat next door to me. Well, they asked us to fasten our seatbelts, and I thought, what do you want a seatbelt on in these things for? So anyway, he'd only been sitting there a few minutes when he starts looking a bit suspicious to me, and he starts looking behind him, and then he has his right hand in his back pocket of his trousers, and he's sort of fumbling around in the back pocket, and I thought, what on earth is he doing? And he kept looking at people, you know, and turning around and sort of, he looked very suspicious. Anyway, my husband was wanting to have a conversation with me, but I was so frightened, I couldn't even speak to him, and he became suspicious. What was the matter with me? So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, he gets out of his back pocket what looked like a telephone, but then he gets a little miniature, real tiny, sort of like an electronics screwdriver, and he turns the phone over. He looks at me, and he looks behind him, and looks at the back of the airplane, and he starts fumbling with this telephone thing, and then he starts undoing these 4 screws. And I became very suspicious, thinking, oh my, this is it, you know, I've got the bomber. So I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, 4 little tiny, minute wires came out the back of the telephone, and I thought to myself, oh, do I have to be sitting here? I've got the man, the only man on the plane, and I've got him sitting beside me. So my husband gave me a dig, and he said, you're supposed to undo the seat belts now. And I looked at him, and I just went, can't. He said, what do you mean can't? And I thought, I can't tell him. So anyway, I'm sitting there. Anyway, I'm watching what he's doing with his phone. Anyway, next minute, another man comes from the front of the airplane, and he bends down at the side of this man. And I thought to myself, what is he doing? And I thought, oh, my imagination went absolutely up in the air. And I thought to myself, do you know what? He's bent down, and he's obviously given a message to this man, and he's put it on the floor beside this man's right foot. Oh, I was absolutely in a terrible state, I really was. And I thought, oh, what's this happening? Are you still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yes, we're still here. Keep going.
I wondered whatever had happened. And so anyway, at the end of this journey, I thought to myself, oh, dear oh me, this is just ridiculous, you know. I've got to try and calm down and enjoy the journey. So in the end, I finally arrived there, had 2 weeks of wonderful time there. But then there was the journey back. And I thought, oh, no, please, no, you know, how am I going to get on the plane this time? Anyway, I got on the plane and got all the way back to London and got on the next plane back for Scotland. And when I got on this plane for Scotland, I sat in a window seat, and the air stewardess came along and she put a card on my knee. And I looked and I thought, oh, that looks a bit unusual. And I put my glasses on to read it. And she said, you are sitting in the seat over the wing by the engine. Would you please keep a watch on the engine, that the engine doesn't go on fire? I thought, I don't believe this. I just don't believe this. How does it happen to me? I was never so glad to get off that aeroplane in all my days. But you know what? The best of the best was when I went into the garden tomb, and that is the creme de la creme of going there. It was absolutely amazing. I just loved it, and it will always live in my memory, and it'll live particularly in the memory of the calendar, because it changed something with the calendar that I never ever will forget. It really did, and that was a memory that was just incredible. Reading that book 2 weeks before I took off to go to Israel, when it was explaining what you will likely see in the garden tomb. And when I saw those 2 chambers, stone chambers, and one on one wall, one on the other, and I could visualize when I looked inside and saw these chambers, I visualized our Saviour's body being prepared in that first chamber, and in that second chamber, as they moved him across, as it was coming towards the dawn. And that is the change that most people have him, where he resurrected at the dawning of that Sabbath. But I don't see it that way myself personally. I take it through for the 3 days and the 3 nights that they actually prepared his body, the entire night of the 15th, of the date of the 15th. And it meant that just before the dawn was coming in, they had looked across at the tomb, which was the actual tomb itself, not the preparation chamber, and that they had noticed that Yahusha's body must have been a taller man, And as they went to move his body, they realized that Joseph of Arimathea, whose actual tomb it was, must have been shorter. He was his uncle. And they had to smack out the last 8 inches of that tomb. And when I read that Isaiah, I think it's Isaiah 28, verse 20, it says, "But the bed was too short for a man to lie down in." And that was my highlight of going to Israel. That was the best of the best. And it was worth all the fear of getting on that airplane. It was worth everything to see what I saw that time in Israel. And that's me. That's it. That's just one of my little stories. But there's so many stories. I've had wonderful times in Ireland. I've had some tremendous occasions up in Scotland. I've had some wonderful times. The feast this year was absolutely terrific. The musicians who came were just out of this world. The music was terrific. It really was. It was superb. Had a wonderful time, and I hope everybody else had a really wonderful time. I really do, and I hope that we'll get to meet all of us one day, and we will really hug one another with tears in our eyes, I'm sure, because he's coming soon. I know he is. I can hear his footsteps coming. I really can. He's coming. Yeah.
I agree. I for sure agree.
Shalom, Libby. Shalom.
Yeah.
Thank
That
you.
was beautiful.
Good. That's only one of them.
All right,
Anyway,
tell
I'm
another
going to
one.
I'm going to listen to all of you because I'm enjoying listening to you. It's wonderful.
The feeling's mutual, sister. Thank you. Yeah, Libby's stories are great. I agree, Kim. It's so quiet now. Yeah, Eva says she buys the tinctures from the medicinal store, and they're fabulous. They really work. They're not cheap, but he has tinctures for all ailments. Yeah, that's a problem too, is they charge a lot of money for these things because they know that they work. So they don't want, the average people getting their hands on them, even though it's not that hard to get your hands on,
You could make your own.
Yeah, that as well. And yeah, Sister Jermaine, yeah, go ahead and read a psalm.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom. So my heart's pounding through my chest. I don't know why, but anyway. So I was just going to read one little psalm today, because the next one after that is actually quite long. So I'm just going to read Psalm 8, and I don't know if you guys would know of or heard of or recall. There's a song from Keith Green. Does everyone know Keith Green? Anyone?
Sounds familiar.
Okay, so he was a Christian singer, and he was the first Christian singer we ever heard of, or I ever heard of, when I became a Christian about 32 years ago. And he's such a good singer, but he died in an airplane. Oh, sorry, he died in a plane crash. Anyway, that doesn't sound very nice, but I'm just thinking about how Libby was just talking about her fear of planes. Sorry. So this particular psalm is a song of Keith Green's. Well, he took it from this psalm. And those who do know Keith Green will resignate and remember the song. O Yahuah, our Elohim, how wonderful is your name in all the earth, because your magnificence was lifted up far above the heavens. From the mouth of infants and nursing babes you created praise on account of your enemies, to destroy the enemy and the avenger, because I will see the heavens, the works of your fingers, the moon and the stars which you laid down. What is a man that you remember him, or a son of man that you observe him? You made him somewhat less than angels. You crowned him with glory and honor, and you appointed him over the works of your hands. You arranged all things under his feet, all the sheep and oxen, and even still the livestock of the plains, the birds of the heavens and the fish of the sea, the creatures that go through the paths of the seas. O Yahuah, our Elohim, how wonderful is your name in all the earth. That's a really beautiful praise psalm. And what I'll do is I will share the song from Keith Green that goes with this psalm.
Aw, thank you, sister. Are you going to sing it for us?
Oh, no. I'm going to find it on YouTube. Sorry. Continue as you are. I was just looking for it on YouTube.
Oh, it'd be nice to hear your voice sing. And yeah, thank you for forwarding all those, Sister Kim. Yeah, Kim has a really good group there, for all of that. And it's all in those different tabs and categories. And she's still working on it even now. And a really good group. There's probably a lot of work there you got to do, forwarding all these different links and things and different tabs. I know that task. It's pretty daunting. Yeah, Sister Kim, she's got a professional apothecary there for sure. Awesome. Thank you, Sister Jermaine. You don't want to read one more psalm?
Yeah, I can. The next one is 9, but it's actually 2 pages long. And I haven't looked at it first. Sorry?
You don't have to if you don't want to, but I think it would be cool.
Okay, I'll give it a go. For the end, on behalf of the secret of the Son, a psalm of David. I will give thanks to you, O Yahuah, with my whole heart. I will set out in detail all your marvelous deeds. I will be cheerful and rejoice exceedingly in you. I will sing to your name, O highest one. When the enemy is turned away backwards, they will be weak and perish from your face, because you executed my judgment and my cause. You sat upon the throne, you who decides righteousness. You rebuked the nations, and the ungodly one perished. You blotted out their name for eternity, and for eternity of eternity. The swords of the enemy finally came to an end, and you took down their cities. The memory of them perished with a sound. But Yahuwah remains for eternity. He prepared his throne with judgment, and he will judge the inhabited world with righteousness. He will judge the peoples with uprightness. And Yahuwah became a place of refuge for the poor, a helper in the times of affliction. And let the ones who know your name hope in you, because you did not leave behind the ones seeking you, O Yahuwah. Sing to Yahuwah who dwells in Zion. Report his practices among the nations, because the one who demands an account for bloodshed remembered them. He did not forget the entreaty of the poor. Have mercy on me, O Yahuwah. See my lowliness from my enemies. You are the one who lifts me from the gates of death, that I would proclaim all your praises among the gates of the daughter of Zion. I will rejoice greatly at your salvation. The nations were stuck in the destruction that they made. In this trap which they hid, their foot is caught. Yahuwah is known as the one making judgments. The sinful one is caught in the works of his hands. Let the sinners be turned back into Hades, all the nations that forget Elohim. For the poor one will not be completely forgotten. The endurance of the poor ones will not perish for eternity. Rise up, O Yahuwah. Do not let a person be strengthened. Let the nations be judged before you. Appoint, O Yahuwah, a lawgiver over them. Let the nations know that they are mere humans. Why, O Yahuwah, have you withdrawn far from here? You disregard in seasons, in affliction. When the ungodly one is arrogant, the poor one is burned. They are caught in the counsels in which they devise. Because the sinner praises himself in the desires of his soul, and the one doing wrong blesses himself. The sinful one angered Yahuwah. According to the magnitude of his wrath, he will not seek Yahuwah. Yahuwah is not before him. His ways are profane in every season. Your judgments are removed from his face. He will gain dominion over all his enemies. For he said in his heart, I will not be afflicted. From generation to generation, I will be without evil. Him whose curse and bitterness and guile fill his mouth, under his tongue are trouble and distress. He takes a position in ambush with the wealthy, in hidden places, to kill the innocent one. His eyes gaze steadily towards the poor one. He lies in wait with concealment as a lion in its den. He lies in wait to snatch away the poor, when he drags him in his net, in his trap. He will make him lowly. He will stoop down and fall when he gains dominion over the poor. For he said in his heart, Yahuwah will forget. He turned away his face with the result that he does not see in the end. Rise up, O Yahuwah Elohim, lift up your hand. Do not forget the poor. On what behalf did the ungodly provoke Elohim? For he said in his heart, he will not seek. You see, for you will perceive distress and anger, to give them over into your hands. Therefore the poor one has been abandoned to you. For the orphan you are a helper. Crush the arm of the sinner and evil one. His sin will be sought for, and he will not be found because of it. Yahuwah will rule for eternity and for eternity of eternity. The nations will perish from his earth. The Lord heard the desire of the poor ones. Your ear paid heed to the preparation of their heart, to judge for the orphan and for the low. So a person does not proceed further to boast upon the earth.
Thank you, sister. That was beautiful. Great job. And yeah, I'm definitely in agreement with you there. Oh, go ahead. Oh, sorry.
I know, I just said my words.
No worries. Thank you, sister. I appreciate it. And yeah, Libby, I'm definitely in agreement with that. You know, for answering prayers is to quote the scriptures back to him and tell him these are his promises. Yeah, that's an example throughout scriptures as well. Yes, thank you, Sister Jermaine. Did a great job. And Shabbat Shalom, Ellie. Good to see you. Yeah, it was our health discussion today, basically. Actually, I think it was very n- you know, informative. There's so many things, we can do to take care of our temples, and it's it's all about these remedies that Yahuwah made for us, and not turning to pharmakia, things like that. But no, I always look forward to these Sabbaths together with everybody. Such a blessing. All praise to the Most High. I know Marissa and a few others aren't here at the moment, but they are in a face-to-face fellowship actually. So that's awesome.
I think everybody should share their face-to-face picture.
Yeah, I could probably do that in a bit. And yeah, definitely Libby. Maybe Kim, if you can reach out to Libby in a private message, I think she'll be able to keep up with things. Like if you reach out to her privately, versus having to scroll through like 10,000 messages to try to see what everybody's saying. Yeah, there you go. Awesome. Thank you, sis. Yeah, I always look forward to these Sabbath fellowships together. And, praise Yahuwah, honestly. And, I love each and every one of you, truly. And, our fellowship keeps growing each day, even. And, we're known by our fruits. And I know there's definitely good fruits here. And a lot of us coming together to seek His truth. And, I'm truly grateful and thankful for all of that. All praise to the Most High Yahuwah. Yeah, my apologies for not having something to study out today, but, it was led by the Ruach, so that's what matters the most, And everybody had such amazing contributions and questions as well. For sciatica pain, sprayed DMSO on the area and rubbed arnica butter over the area 3 times a day for 3 days. It was gone and never came back. That's awesome. Yeah, no worries, Libby. Get your beauty sleep. I pray you have a blessed rest of your evening there, sister. And Shabbat Shalom. Oh, there's Sumi
Shabbat
Shalom,
sharing.
Miss Libby.
If I try to take a picture now, my phone's gonna log me to the chat. I know it. It always does. If I switch the app, it'll log me out. Weird like that. Yeah, no, shalom to you, Sister Libby. And if you don't know how to leave, it's all the way on there on the right. Should say leave. If you can't figure it out. But yeah. Yeah, no, I always love fellowshipping and gathering with you all each Shabbat. Even on our Thursday night midweek midrash, it's always truly a blessing. And I love each and every one of you. I appreciate each and every one of you and all the prayers and everything. It's been such a help, and we're all here for each other because we all need each other. Just reading the chat here, sorry. Yeah, thank you, sister. And yeah, if nobody else has anything they'd like to talk about or add or anything, you may call it an early one today. Oh, cool. Ava, listen to a band touring Australia from Israel, a 2-hour concert. Oh, it's dreadful. You walked out. Sorry, I'd only read the first part of that. Oh no, yeah, no. Some of those concerts and even these quote unquote church concerts, it's all this basically witchcraft engraved into it all. People don't know. They don't understand, unfortunately. And yeah, no worries. Yeah, that stuff's everywhere, and they're trying to incorporate that whole beast system as we speak. But Yahuah will always protect and guide his people. Just know that for sure. But yeah, I think we'll end it there for today. And thank you all for showing up and for adding everything you all do, for the prayers, for everything. I appreciate it, and I'm grateful and thankful to Yahuah. But I pray everybody has a blessed rest of their days or afternoons or evenings, wherever you're at. And we'll see most people on Thursday evening as well. We'll continue in our Enoch study there. We'll be reading probably 41 to 51 in the book of Enoch. So if you guys want to study ahead, go right on. I recommend it, actually. But yeah, Shabbat Shalom. Have a blessed rest of your days, and we will see you all soon.
Shabbat shalom, everyone.
Shabbat
Shabbat
Shalom.
Shalom, everyone. Have a safe week.
Yes.
Yes, you as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Shabbat Shalom.